already home already. If y'all can't already see, I ain't worried about y'all, cause I'm already me. Yeah. Do you already? Enough with the complaining boo-hoos already. Eat food already. Ain't nothing given, you gotta claim your shoes already. Yeah. So in summation, I don't know who you racing. I'm already at the finish line with the flag waving. Come on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I had to do a little special intro for today. Not every day you get the 200x vibe up over $2.41. Wow. I just love it when you think of a philosophy, you put it down on paper, put it in video format, and it just comes to fruition. When I talk about what you need is you need a team that works hard. You need someone who's going to, the team needs to be dedicated, need to be open, and then you just got to give a little bit of time. If they're in the right industry, if they're in blockchain, having a project that is unique. In this aspect, you had the case of virtual reality, which I've always been real big on. And you can see what can happen. 375 million, 24 volume. And yeah, I mean, in the ICO with the bonus under a penny. So just nice to have another 100+ X under the belt. I have a feeling this could be the biggest raise of the year if you're talking about where it started this year. Definitely has a big head start, but one of the best gainers overall, though. Just wanted to start the video off that because that's shocking when you see that. That's what happens when you don't have a lid and you just have this time, right? And this can just happen. That's why you have to stick. A lot of my older viewers, they know how to hodl. So just congrats today. That's definitely something nice to wake up to. Looking at the rest of the market cap at 726 billion. We've been hovering around there. That's fine. Keep in mind, not including the Korean exchanges, which is, I don't know. I'm still adjusting to. Hold on one sec. Still fighting a sore throat. Flu is the worst. Ethereum actually shot up to over 1,400, if you can believe that. It's just holding its own. It's another thing, just time. It still catching up to the overall BTC value, but I mean, very, very consistent right now. Bitcoin has been kind of limping. It does this though, right? I mean, this is what happens. Shoots up, the alts catch up because people see cheap alts. Once the alts fill out what Bitcoin did, you'll start to feel the pressure from Bitcoin. That's how it's been. So Bitcoin would shoot up, it cleaned some pasture for the alts. The alts would fill out, causing pressure on Bitcoin. Bitcoin would start rising again. This is what's been happening. Now it's not so much that anymore, in my opinion. It's happening, but my guess is it's gonna start to veer off. And you're gonna have things like Ethereum and who knows. These altcoins and all these other coins, Bitcoin has, it's getting to that tipping point where Bitcoin just pushes a little bit further than the whole gate just opens and, it's just a flood and everyone can run free. That's when you got to worry about Bitcoin and its top position. A lot of people are worried about that, and I'm not, because that's a sign that you're married to an investment if you're scared that it could be overtaken. It's like, well, if you think it could be overtaken, diversify in what you think can overtake it, unless you believe it's morally wrong, right? Like, that's just... if you're investing in Bitcoin because you believe in the fundamentals, then you just hold on and you don't worry about the price, right? The price doesn't fucking matter to you if that's the fundamental. But if you're actually looking at it as an investment, trying to make some money, not financial advice, but yeah, you're just going to, buy low, sell high. It's basically how it works. Moving down, Litecoin has just been, Cardano. These coins have been in a bit steep fall. So is Ripple, under $2. Bitcoin Cash is doing surprisingly well. I feel much more comfortable with my portfolio now that I have that balanced out, in my opinion. So far, it's been young, but I really, with all the craziness going on right now, it just feels good. Tron's been just taking a beating. All of these Bitcoins, I didn't ride any of those waves. I was on vacation. I had a lot of friends telling me I missed those waves. I had a feeling that, that's what happens. It's kind of like running for president. Tron is shot up so fast and people started pulling out things left and right. They're like, look at this white paper, look at this. And then before you know it, you got some incriminating pictures or something. I don't know. Just how it works. Like, you shoot up quick, they're gonna be just as quick to shoot you back down. EOS took a big dip, but now it's starting to catch up, which is nice. It's funny because there's EOS versus Cardano. It's like this big fucking soap opera. I kind of sitting back enjoying it. I like seeing Dan get mad, Danelle get crunk. I can see it. A lot of people don't like Dan. I can understand it, right? Like I'm not talking about Dan's like my homeboy. We're gonna go out, have a beer, and talk blockchain. Like, Dan's kind of, I can understand it, right? But I get along with everybody. Dan is on his own level though when it comes to. I've done a lot of studying. I'm really good at peeping bullshit, seeing who's got something, who doesn't. It's just what I'm talented with. Dan's got something. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That dude's got the eye of the tiger times 1,000. He has the biggest chip on his shoulder. Dude's got access to billions of dollars now. People keep saying $1 billion. Like, I don't know. I think it's going to be multiple billions by the time it's done. Like, I don't know why people are saying $1 billion. Like, oh, well, if EOS just stays still, like, dude, EOS is going to be selling for $40-50 soon. They're going to be raising a lot of money per day. We have no idea how big this ICO is actually going to get. The point is, the ICO is already big. Boom, done. Like, it's already overkill. So each day until it's over, it's just adding more and more overkill. They're going to have more and more Ethereum. And at the end of the day, if you have, what, $2-3 billion worth of Ethereum, that's a lot of power in the market. EOS has become a really big part of my portfolio. Overnight Vibe has become a huge part of my portfolio because that's what happens when things just skyrocket like that. And I'm just, the beautiful thing about it, look at it. Look at the volume compared to the market cap. You almost have matching volume versus market cap. That is insane. This thing is not, this thing has a lot longer legs. We're looking at least another 5x in my opinion. And that could happen anytime because these things people are a sucker for VR and people are a sucker for coins under $1 billion market cap, especially if they're under 500 still. With this kind of volume and this kind of publicity, the Super Bowl coming up. You guys should already know what that means. If you don't, you got to do your research. Check out Nicholas Live's channel. He does a interview. Guy, Nicholas Live, he's my homeboy. He does he's right there with me, and he really good at interviewing the CEOs. You guys, if you watch my old videos, you watch me. I interviewed some CEOs. I wasn't good at it. It wasn't what I did, but I brunted it out because I knew I needed to do it for the cause. And now Nicholas has stepped up, and I'm like, yeah, you are the man at interviewing CEOs, and he loves it. So that's what it's about. Check out his channel if you have not. Icon is one that I missed grudgingly too, man. I don't know why I missed it. It just kind of sold out, fugazi, like I wasn't paying attention. I will say this. There's a lot of these Ether-like platforms that are coming out. Excuse me. There's a lot of Ethereum-like platforms coming out in the competition right now. So I'm kind of, hey man, there's a lot of gains to be made. I'm not saying those projects are going to fail. They're probably going to do great. But I already know that there can only be so many blockchains in the world that are going to be really powerful. Ethereum is going to be one of them. Just is. Face it. People are so fucking busy. Like, people are so worried about the tech, man. It's not really the tech. It's the first mover advantage. And like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, people are going to be riding hard on these top ones. You know, Ripple, hate it or not. Bitcoin Cash, hate it or not. Any of the top ones. They're going to start to branch off into be their own like little Bitcoins. But the point is, they're going to try these out first before they're trying out all these different ones. Like Icon, yeah, sure, man. There's going to be some other ones. There's a lot of nice ICOs coming out, but as far as, it's like, man, you know, before people keep saying, oh man, it's going to be the next Ethereum, or it's going to be, I heard somebody said the next Icon. I was like, all right, well now this is getting insane, right? It's like, how are you going to have the next of a next of a next? Like, how are you going to have the next Ethereum when Ethereum's not even Ethereum yet? And then how are you going to have the next Ethereum? You know, it gets to be insane when you got like 4 or 5 next, you know, it's like, it's the next. I hear that all the time. I heard somebody say it's the next Tron. I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck does that mean? The next Tron? Are you talking about just in price volatility, or like just people are the next Neo, all this crazy shit? So I'd rather be in what they're talking about. You know, I don't forget about the Neos. I don't forget the Ethereums. And guess what, man? These coins can go up real fast and come down real fast. You know, some of these coins get up to 12, 10, 5, multi-billion-dollar valuations. That's when really the scrutiny comes out. Don't forget the core positions, like I preach. You know, when Neo moves, when Ethereum moves, when a Bitcoin moves, they move mountains because the others fall when those move. So it's a very, you know, unless you're an expert trader trading every day, I always had those core positions. A lot of good news. PayPal was the second one that I am taking a swing on. This one I'm taking a swing. I got a real cheap position on it way back when, and I think that it's so cheap with the not near 1 bill market cap. Look at what PPT could do. You know, I'm looking at a good 10x on this coin. Lots of other coins, obviously. You know, I love my no limit coins, my bits. My bit, I believe, is just so undervalued. When the platform comes out, when people really start to see what it's about, you know, look at how much leg that could have. You're talking 30 million market cap. Very, very cheap. What's No Limit Coin doing? I'm going to kill this one here too. Just gonna have shorter videos all week, man. It's terrible being sick. 100 mil. Yeah. So, I mean, under 100 mil still for No Limit Coin. It's a good coin to stake. It really is. That compounding is very easy. Lots of updates. But yeah, I mean, market is looking healthy. Just chilling right now. There's a lot of ICOs coming out. Focus, calm, not worried about getting every fish, just worrying about getting a fish, right? When you're talking about these big, yeah, I want to see the biggest losers. Okay, so I mean, digital note being this expensive and Obsidian not is a sin, in my opinion. So Obsidian's another one that's really, really cheap. But yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to kill it here. Cheers. Peace.